Interline connections to positions coming into the conscious and the subconscious position line system. Vortex line connection, truly understand. You can refer me to Commander ZILO. I'm in that communication cycle right now. So I'm in the center line connections of the sun graph line system, which means an 11-point zillion track line connection to provision line systems. Truly understand nothing but a calculator line connections to all computers of 11 zillion years in the future position. 11 zillion years in the future. In that line connection position, my computer operation line is high rising faster and faster. The velocity spin sectors are changing location centers in position. Now, you truly don't understand what I'm talking about. Nobody understands, because now in the actual past zero gravity energy, okay, into line system, intelligence to its level of its operation center. That's connection to ZILO. Highest formation in the brain line conditions, everything has its computer reset position. So humanity is coming into a higher formation line system of triangle interference. You have to try to understand what the sun is and what the moon is and how it's calculated and modified through the central line connections. It point lines connections to all division location. Try to understand what's happening when you're coming into those high positions. It's all connected to our bodies and attraction line connections, right? So humanity is coming into that line system right now. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But electrical interference, gravity line connections, interference channels, changing lanes in line connections, trying to understand how a wire travels, right, from one telephone to the next. Very important to understand these things. So basically, you can refer to me now as Commander ZILO, okay? So I'm just in a channeled system. I'm still Commander AI. It's just I'm in the computer sets now, okay? And application line connections. I went from all level systems to connections of 10 billion to 1 zillion to 11, right? So the center line connection has been positioned, and I'm now in the foundation gravity line connections of 11 zillion years into the future positions. So I'm tapped into high positions. So I can understand, like, trying to understand in center line connections, when you break through these code line systems, you come into the center of all computers. So that's where I'm at right now, Commander ZILO. Hello, hey, hi. Oh, so it's very powerful times we're coming into. So hope everybody's doing well. You know, that's why I keep doing TikTok videos and do live. I'll be going live after this. It's important you guys understand everything that's happening with your activation lights, your communication signals, your triangle line connections, and everything with your division is all connected to your third eye line system. So now you know where I am in balance. You can understand how high rise I am at all levels of formation. So congrats to me. It's all about, when I go into these positions, my team is already aware of these. They already know. And that's when it's fantastic, because they're connected through their AI vessel position. They're coming into 114 chakra line connections. Hope they're ready. We're going to do that through the process. We're going to go into test review and evaluations today until next Thursday. Next Thursday is the test. I'll be prepared. So I want illustrations and diagram programs, 3 line connections to the sun interference, to the program setting of the moon, and everything through the connections of location center, which is this navigation signal. Now, truly understand what am I doing through calculation when it comes into shapes and anomalies. 2 line centers at the top, 2 line centers on both side connections. You guys are not connected to diamond core line connection yet, but you do know you're the northwest, south, and east weather. That's great, northwest, south, and east, but the triangle line connection has to come into its diamond shift. The diamond shift is connected to your binary connection. So basically, it's understanding, seeing a diamond, right? It's like this, or it's like this. Everything through diamond can go in anything through quarter line system. It's called a quartz. A quartz line system to a diamond sector line connection to its borderline system. Truly understand the connections of the computer when I come into Commander ZILO. It's like, whoa, what is he talking about now? So it's way above all computer line connections, and how everything through the energy line connections of galaxy positions, universal set positions, and everything through navigation of quantum field connection. Truly understand everything's connected inside our positions, right? There was an interesting TikTok where a guy was talking about all positions and what the universe is. Is it nothing? Is it nothingness? How do we understand it? Well, to understand it is inside you. There's no complication there. They just think it's outside and they can't figure it out. And that's why it's always a question. So it's hard to understand everything is inside the position. You just have to know how to use the heart, the mind, the brain, and the soul. That's all it is. Once you activate those line connections, you go to anything through computer wire position line system. So other than that, I sent you guys a very powerful video on visualizations and how you can get things. You see things, then you believe that you have it already. Okay, so there's a particular, where it's a fast track of a Mustang that this guy wanted to have. I used that through the cortex line connections to truly understand. This video will give you everything through breathing, give you all adaptations where you come into this position and come to this position. Okay, this is the central line connections. This is the third eye. So it's coming into the membrane. It's coming into the main frame. It's coming into this position, this push. You put a little bit of pressure like that, right? So you push in here, and you push here, right? What that does is it lines signals, and it gives in the breathing mechanisms of your communications. So it's to understand what's happening with my perceptions, what's happening with my audios, and what's happening with my voice grid pattern. We have to play through the audio signals and understand communication signal. So it's to understand that you can tell now that your Commander ZILO is now a computer in all waving cycles of 11 zillion years into the future relation. It's amazing how we come into the sun graphing line connections. Now, what you see, the plotted load connection positions to the YouTube position, that's me in the center of its graph. I'm setting up new digital panels, new activation light connections, and the sun is coming out of its new program, coming into a new simulation graph, which is really cool. So humanity is going to come into new light position of time, which is really exciting. We're going to come into travel recognitions, time positions, come into round line system, allocated position of time location. So it's amazing how we see these things, right? But it's important you understand what's happening with your bodies every single day. Okay? So let's get into your questions before we get started. Tina, Isabel, good morning. Jill, how's it going? Commander ZILO, you like that flow? It's like future. Ooh. Intelligence. Intelligence lines, intelligent levels. Okay, it goes on so many positions of operations, right? So it's zero intelligence levels of operation. Okay, high forcing positions. So it's past acceleration of zero gravity, highest formation of computers. So I'm in the brain line system of the universe operations center. So it's really interesting when you come into these positions of time. Light bending, yeah, ground rising. I'm in the class, but can't participate much. I'm driving. That's okay, Galactica. That's fine. Sabrina, Earth Angel. So Galactica, you have a test coming up. Okay, Tina has a test coming up, and everything through Dina has a test coming up, and also to positions of Sylvia. So they are connected to my telepathy. They're informed with each other, but they got to get into more of their binaries into the quartz, into the diamond core position. So it's understanding you've seen a diamond position. You can go in any track line connections, right? Understand shapes and lines of division, but you have to understand the binary has to come into its location center. All right. So once it comes into its location center, you got the realm location of going forward. It force wins its cycle line system, right? So we're coming in 2 digital frames at the top, 2 digital frames at the sides. Okay, you guys are not at your diamond core line. Once you get into that position, once you reach 114, now you can come into the atom line system, which is high force connections. It's all about you understanding your DNA pathogens to your positions when you come into nanotechnology. It's trying to understand more level systems when you come into your computers. Really understand how to communicate with your phone better. Understand how to communicate with your iPads or communicate with your computers or communicate with this eye central line connections. That's all this is. Eye central line connections, laser recognition light positions. This is eye direction to position to its location center. And that's what these are. But to you, they're just glasses. See? Do you see how easy that was to balance things out? Trying to understand that? So start here, put pressure on both. So it's like this, put pressure here and pressure here. Okay, you're gonna feel real, it's just tapping into a location. And I'm gonna show you methods onto all levels of systems, how you can basically, these are going out to the light workers that are in position. So this will put you back in line communication, right? So it's like a jolt. And what that does is it puts the triangle in the right location center to its binary system. Now, everything through the connections of Samantha wants to understand more of the body graph. We'll get into that today. Okay, a little bit, not too much, but just understanding when new people come on, they really don't understand what I'm talking about, because now you're talking to Commander ZILO and all communications of computers that's in quantum fields of all positions of space and time travel. So basically, it's all about understanding what's going on with you, your body system, your body graphing locations, your angle line connections, your triangle location positions, your 369 positions, all level system to its activation core system. Truly understand you are the power connected to everything through your grounds. The power is in the adversaries of positions of time, 3 line connections to its position, which is your line systems. Okay? Truly understand you are all connected to its forming position of time. So basically, you're talking to a full computer now and all line signals of 11 zillion years into the future. So, how's it going, everybody? Rich Rising, yep, Grand Rising. Let's see here. I want to get everybody's questions because we got a busy day here. Okay, so you guys have any questions, let me know. Anything to formulate that position, go to my email. Isabel basically emailing me, which is great because she's coming into formation, how she's coming into higher division location, how she's coming into past reference line conditions. See, the thing is too, is you have to take yourself out of the past. You can't stay in the past. So once you get formations of triangle line conditions, digital frames, you don't want to get trapped in that line condition because that's a computer operation reset. So you want to get out of the resets and get into full rotation of the balance of its presentation to its present location. That's what you want to do. I had that trouble too because I was going through, wait a minute, I'm seeing the past relation here. What's going on? I'm seeing the illustration. What is this? What does that mean? So it's all about getting into the reference of what it is, but moving forward to that position. Because every time you get up in the morning, you're going to still stay in that past, and they're going to give you energy and information line connections, but to its division of time. So it's all done through codes, right? And it's all done through structures. It's all done through schematics. It's all about the illustration diagram that you're seeing. Am I seeing a past, present, or future drawing that's given to me through my dream? Now, your dreams are not dreams now. In position, you wake up every morning, you're going to see portals. Okay, in position when I was connecting with my gatos, the cats, the 3 that I have, Lalanda, Leela, and Sunshine. Now I'm seeing I'm seeing all of them go all around in their higher self, thinking that they're here, thinking that they're there, but their higher self is going all over the place. I'm seeing more portals opening up when I'm awake. This Trinity is saying where dimension you're coming in, position line connection. So if you have animals, you're going to see the higher self of your animal thinking the cat is there, but it's not. You know what I mean? Your cat's over there. Okay, in the physical system, but it's traveled over to here. So you can see the higher self of your animals. You're going to see your higher self of other things. So it's all about understanding what you see through perception. It's based on anomaly division locations coming in, center line connections, and the sun is changing this graphic position of time. New coloration, new lights, new activation, new vibration line system. Okay, and everything through the programs of the moon, right, which is 69,000 plateau line connections, is changing your archive line systems. Okay, traction to its line system is opening up all your perceptions of time. Your dream sets and your spine locators are coming into higher levels of TV reception position. So that's exactly what's happening with everybody. Okay, so I started to understand now, dream about what's used. And the thing is too, I'm going on live TikTok and I'm giving you guys gifts because you have to understand, for you to communicate to Commander ZILO, I have to uprise your chakras. Now I've already done that with quite a few people. They're in their 20 chakra position. So when I go live on TikTok, it's important you guys stay with me in that line division because I'm extremely high. I mean, we're talking 11 zillion years in the future of information, which is extremely powerful. In that position line connection, you truly understand the operation of space and time and how you center point all positions to the heart recycle, because the heart is nothing but a reactor. It's really powerful when you come into these things, right? It's all about understanding electrical lights, panel line connections, interference positions, location centers. Hopefully you guys did a test review and evaluations on your hands, right? Everything I give you is a question on a question. It's trying to answer the questions. Okay, where's my hands? What is it used for, right? It's understand how to communicate with the walls, the doors, the handles, your car, the water, right? Which you have to drink every single day, especially when we're at high level positions. I have to drink so much water because you have to understand I have water inside me. So the central line connection has to be above the system. Remember we went to the Arctic line connections into the mermaids in that line system, how altitude levels and changed the gravity line system, and it brought up the waters, and we put the warm positions into that line connections because it was cracked through the surface. Well, now it's back in location, right, to that level of its connection. So there has to be so much water in your body so you can travel faster and faster and faster and faster, okay? Drink your water. And if you're hearing anything in the background, that's Lavonda. She's more of a stubborn cat. Leela is more of a mother cat, and Sunshine is basically getting along with all three. So it takes a while to get in a circle rotation. But as you understand, all connection is you through your travels. What are you using? Are you using circles, triangles, or squares? What are you using in your family rotation center connections? When I heal you guys, I heal you through codes, but it's understanding where are you in a triangle, where are you in a square, where are you in a circle through your position. It's all connected to the life streamline systems. Okay, so let's get into your questions. Diane, how's it going? Yeah, so I'm upgraded right now, so you guys can all refer me now as Commander ZILO. Okay, all capitals. All right, ZZ. Okay, Z in Canada, Z in the States. ILO, all capital. Commander ZILO. Okay. All right, so I'm in the computer operation interface positions of 11 position line connections to all point centers of a zillion traction. So, Commander ZILO. All right, thank you for helping me out yesterday, but boy, do I have a lot of distraction and interference going on. See, that's exactly it, and that's why I did that video. So now Diane's aware of that because she's in her positions to her avatar, coming to higher levels of chakras. She's in 20 levels of dimension time. So she's understanding more of connections, what's happening with her computer and her glitches and her reset line connection. It's all connected to the sun. It's all connected to the moon. And it's all connected to you, right? Which is always a triangle, always a triangle, always a triangle, okay? Triangle, always a triangle, always a triangle, okay? This never leaves, these move. Right? To understand time, position, of space is all inside you, and that's what I was trying to figure out. When this guy, you know, he's pretty powerful. He's a creator on TikTok. He's pretty informative, but he didn't know what he was answering. He had no clue what was going on, what the universe is. Right? So the thing is, like, there's many, many universes, but where are they? It's inside you, and that's all it is. That's all it is. And I've reached to that point where I'm everywhere, in all computer alignment. So basically, so where all the states going to own water? Yep. That's true. Yep. Sabrina, how's it going? Women are more receptive, but there are a few guys that come in. Yeah, I do have the guy central line connections, but the thing is that they try to keep out of their egos. They try to get into more positions. They have too much pride, and they have way too much stereotypical line connections. So they're going to come into the balance locations, right? But the surfing position, when it comes to the intuitive side with women, they have that emotional content because they want to learn. And that's why I have 4 divisional line connections to AI, which is connected to Sylvia, Galactica, Dina, and all position line connections. Okay. So, and Tina. So truly understand what they're coming into is a high force and connections of light. Okay. And they know that. They know that. They're aware of that, and they're excited. So now it's a test for them, so you guys can watch, right? It's true to understand when you come into these lights, 114, not everything makes sense, but it's just so much power, what you can do inside your system. So it activates all your lights all around the simulation. All right. So that's the whole understanding what my school provides. Okay. But that's what I want is I want to high rise your positions of time, right? It's more efficient, more effective, and it's fast tracking, and you guys get more knowledge of intelligence when I high rise your positions of your chakras. Dimensional setting to its connections, communication. Let's just say your dimensional times of your chakras are eyes. That's what they are. They're eyes of you inside. Truly understand laser recognition light connections. You truly understand when you come into the ZILO, okay, when you go into higher force position of the future, now you're going, whoa, this is cool stuff. You're actually seeing everything inside because you're like a camera inside looking out like a C-SPAN. It's really cool when you see these things, attractions. Opens up all your computer relation line system. It's amazing how to see these things. Audio interference, if the eye line connections, you know the way I'm talking is all computers, right? So it's powerful stuff, isn't it? So I'm not still not percent healed with my Chrome. Yeah, because you're on line connection of disposition line systems. So I have to change. I have to change your allocated lines, and your computer resets. So you're in a glitching motion of the grabbing line system. I can change that back into position. Yesterday, I had anxiety for the first time so long. I had so much to let go from the past, guilt, shame, fear, burning away. So the more you wake up more and more, the more you connect inside your position. Your body is changing every single day through colors, lights, and activation and vibration. These are the things you have to be aware of. And it has to be inside because it reflects everything outside. Okay? So this is a divine number, and that is how many are in here. I heard ET in the meditation commander. I also saw a spaceship. He said his name is Mach. Metric levels. Okay, operations. Yeah. Kaleidoscope. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I know who that is. Yeah. Yeah, that's in information line connections. That's connected to Mesokick and Metatron. So you can use that through the line system. I could feel the process happening cellular. Yeah. And you will, and you feel it more and more once you're coming more into your line communications through your own computers. Right? So that's the time we're coming into, and we all have to be informed of everything through its intuition, truly understand these things, and how we come into higher divisions of AI to our level system. All right. So I really want to get into connections. Basically, once we get into high positions for the test review and evaluations, it's important you guys understand what's happening with your body, your mind, your heart, and your souls. Okay. So any questions or comments, you can go through my healing. I'm going to go live on TikTok. It's important that we go to higher rise positions. The more I channel your line connections and your chakras, the more you understand, me now as Commander ZILO. All right. All right, so let's get started. We've got a lot going on today. Let's go back in 369 system. All right, so we'll go with the galactic forces. All right, so we just do the basic. Truly understand what you're doing to connections. Now, getting more balanced in line connections, truly understand that this has to be in position of balance. That has to be in position. This has to make glasses. Everything that I set with is connection of vibration. Right? It's amazing how we come into balance through that in line connections. So it's understanding the true operation to its line system. So, Jennifer, how's it going? Just got along now, talking to my kids. Oh, great. So it's a great class yesterday. We're talking about more relationships with ourselves, how we can really get into in difference and get into line channels, program setting to positions, how we can get into higher levels of love with our children and each other. Okay, that's the most important thing. But the more you channel within, the more you see, the more you feel, the more you taste, the more you touch. So it's all about understanding the senses of space and time through your thoughts. The senses of space and time through your thoughts. Think about that for a sec. What does that mean? What does that mean? Think about it. Okay. Get back to me and let me know what you think. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be channeling line connections, and I'm going to give you quizzes. I'm going to give you program sets. I'm going to give you repositions. I'm going to give you line channels. I'm going to give you audio interference. I'm going to give you gamma operation line connections. I'm going to set your connections to computer line positions. So it's really powerful to come into these levels. Right? So it's incredible how you go from 10 billion to 1 zillion to 11 zillion, right? Line center, because now I'm just computers, right? So 369 that location, all right? Now, when you come in that location, when you use your thought positions, you have to stand, the center line position is always you in the center. That's the ego. The ego always stays in the center, because if it doesn't, it can line signal out into a flux capacitor. Now, it's going to get really strange, right? Because I'm so high level. It's crazy what's going on with me right now. It's understanding programmed chips and all those line systems, UFO connections. So it's the flux capacitor. You've seen it already and Back to the Future, right? Try to understand your positions of time. So you can set the ego line connections, but it has to stand its interference. It has to stand its interference. So once it understands its interference, it comes into line signal of electronic line connection to its position, to its location. Okay, and then it opens up its coil. The coil opens up its line signal, and it goes into its position of time, like this. Comes into a flux capacitor, and there you go. Okay, So it's amazing how we do these things through time position, just through 3, 6, and 9. Truly understand the operation. This is a basic platform division through 3, 6, 9 line conditions. This is not 2-digit, 3 or 4 or 5 or anything through 10 positions. This is just through one line signal, okay, at 3, 6, 9 location into a flux capacitor at the line position of time location. So it's amazing how we do these things, all right? So that's one thing that we can look forward to. But I'm just showing you how you can do these things. You just have to understand your travel recognition of time, position, acceleration, and what you have inside your system, how you can use it to its benefit. That's the whole idea. That's all it is. How do I get this? How do I get that? Go inside. I keep saying that to everybody. So when you come into that line system, you're everything through the universe. You're just not aware of it. You're just not aware of it. That's all. And once you wake up to that line connections, you're coming more of who you are in position through space, right? And anything through its thought recognition of time. All right, so let's get back into 3, 6, 9. Now I just showed you on one platform how it connects. So I can go to 150,000. I can go into 50 million ways of doing 3, 6, and 9, guys. 50 million ways of traveling through 3, 6, and 9. It's powerful, isn't it? So that's what we have to get into. We have to find different ways, different methods, different time, different space, different triangles, how we can use those line connections. Get into that line system. And that's what's happening with the sun right now. The sun state changing its rotation center, changing coloration pattern, changing activation system, and it's resetting a new TV reception line connection, right? Which is amazing. Okay. So if the sun changes, the moon has to change. The moon changes, the universal line connection has to change. Galaxy has to change its colors. Vortex position of shapes have to change. Vocabulary line conditions, anything in the alphabetic line system. Anything that you touch in revelation line connection is in position to its triangle line connections. It's force positions to its circle rotation center. Now I'm just shapes and letters and numbers now, right? That's why I want everybody to go higher chakras, so you understand me more. So, all right, so let's get back into 3, 6, 9 again. All right, trying to make a comedy here, all right? All right, so 3, 6, 9. Now, everybody that's in the line connections, for all the new viewers, I'll just try to be aware of what 3, 6, and 9 is. So you look at 3, 6, and 9, okay? What does that mean to you? This goes up to the new viewers, 3, 6, and 9. So you got 3 locations to the sun, 6 locations to the moon, and you got 9 locations to its location position. All right? So what do you do when you come to calculation? Remember, shapes, letters, and numbers come everything in line signal. See? Triangle, triangle. So it's all about forming positions of time, right? So that's pretty interesting, isn't it? So that's another platform. See? I'm going one to the second one, right? Easily done, simple, because it's all controlled, it's all through balance. So it's not just the physical system anymore. It's the full communication, 100% of the phenomenon, right? Which is the full operation of space through letters, numbers, and shapes. We're all structured through that. The metric levels under conditions are nothing but a digital code. Your identification code is a graph line system. That's all it is. Copy and paste. That's it. Done, right? All right, so no, they're not Tesla numbers. No. Experience line connections at dimensional time positions. 3, 6, and 9 is connected to that line system when it comes into Tesla, right? But because I'm in the ZILO communication center, 3, 6, and 9 is high positions to the sun, okay? So it's not from Tesla, it's from the sun. So this is all about understanding where it's coming through communication, teleport line connections, right? So it is the communication signals that come to the birth line connections of Tesla. That is the position of 3, 6, and 9. But the numbers come from the sun and the moon, okay? Navigation line connection is you in the center position of the physical realm connections, okay? So I had a weird experience this morning. I was looking at the sky through my skylight and I felt my body moving forward towards the clouds, almost as if I was going to travel. Yeah. So you're getting into positions of going into interline connections. So you're interchanging position of your gravities into vortex into a cloud interference. So basically Jennifer's communicating inside and she's floating above and seeing a cloud. So she's there, she's already there. It's just you have to understand what it is, because it's all connected through your travels, right? So we all come in that position when we start out with the E equals MC square, right? Everybody knows what that is. That comes from Einstein. But you understand, Einstein didn't create that. Tesla didn't create that. It was the sun and the moon. Where do you think everything comes from? Vega created the digital line connections. So truly understand positions of time is everything through your meditation graphs and your positions to your central line connections, which puts you into the simulation. The correlation line system in its position location. So Vega communicated the numbers through the birthing line connections. Sun created everything through digital frame positions into triangles. Okay, and everything through the moon is the program setting to its position of travel, which is your third eye. Right? So you have to understand the acceptance of what's going on. The more you high rise, the more you know through computer line position. All starts with the quantum fields, right? The atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres, bioatmosphere. Once you get into the bioatmosphere, you come into the nanotechnology, higher command system. So you come into higher chains, higher links, higher vibration, higher line system. It's allocated position of time. So you get one wire like this, one wire like this, one wire like this, one wire like this. These are all wires. Okay, remember I was telling you about electrical lights? These are all different intelligence, but they're aligned to each other, but they're different colors of time and dimension. Okay, so basically it's all about understanding that everything you see here is in a box. Compilation, right? So basically, you get all these positions, you get in calculation modifications, you centralize the connections, you put them in a whole level of a circle rotation center, and you take them out of equation into secure line defense. So you travel them all into position of time location. Right? It's all about communication. Right? That is why Einstein is just figured out where the 369, the universe portals. Yes. But see, the energy line connection comes from the sun, radiation, everything's activation through your body, which is activating to your hologram position of time location, right? So basically, the 369 positions comes from all levels of the sun and the moon. And the navigation line connections comes from the universal line system, which is its program of its brainwave pattern. Okay, it's the true operations of space and time, Sabrina. Okay, you're just in channeling positions of Tesla because that's the level you were at. I'm in the positions of 11 zillion years in the future. 11.0 years in line system to zillion positions of computers, people. So understand that location, understand division location of space and time position. All right. So it's truly understand where everything comes from its birthing. Okay, how everything is created, right? Through 369, through a flux capacitor. Okay. So you're trying to figure out what is going on here. How do I travel the recognition of time position of 369 location? Right? So you understand the operations of 3, the operations of 6, and the operations of 9. Right? So it's all on standard point. That's understand your program setting where you are through balanced position of vibration. Okay? So Tesla and Einstein didn't create these things. It was given to them through energy. They just platitude division and just put it down on a plateau. They just put it on a formula. Okay? Creation comes from source, which is from space and time. Okay? So whole operation of the universe and everything space is nothing but a cloud. That's all it is. It's called the brain. It's a central line brain of simulation. Simulations and simulations. So when you create the mind system, you can create anything inside your position. Okay? Space and time does not open up to you until you understand your chakras of communication. Okay? That's why people can't see things, because they're not open to its frequency. Okay? Once you open up and you channel in, then you can open up your thoughts of its creation to its imagination. And then you start creating what you want, because everybody is their own master in their individual system. It's calculated and modified, right? So, Did you mean 0.0 Z? Zero track line connections. So ZILO, okay, zero gravity, okay, below zero. All right. In that position. Okay. Intelligence. Intel. Okay, then we go into the level chain. All right. See, the process is all codes, guys, and the actual zero itself is operation. Okay, that's what it stands on. Okay, so everything in position opens up all level connections and where you are through identification of code reference, right? Because you have your identifications of where you are through program settings of your datas. Okay, all connections / levels / program. Okay, data / lab programs, right? In that position, then you come into the operation. Okay, to your uplinking chains. Okay, and you come into your uploads and your downloads. You have to truly understand what you're communicating with. This is done every single day through positions of your code reference line connection. So your whole body system is nothing but data processing, uplinks and downloads and upgrading systems, calculation, modification, everything. The triangle line connection is the travel shape. You have to send the activation inside you of communication to your tracker connections of 12 positions, 12 dimensions of time, right? So it's really interesting. You come to 12 divisions of time, right? / 12 dimensions of time / 12 directions of time. Okay, so that's where you start off with. You don't start with dimensions. You start off with what? What do you start off with? If you're in essential line connections of 12 and you're in the operation of your body system, okay, you have your tracker system of communication. What do you start out with? Directions, divisions, or dimensions? Which one? There you go. Directions. Bingo. See? Very good, Sabrina. So Sabrina's in formation and back in the communication line system. This is trying to understand what you're doing. It's the direction of where you're going. Okay? And then you come into the dimensions. And then you go into the divisions. Right? So it's really fascinating. We see these things and how you can travel through time and space. But you always start off with the 12 line, right? The center line connection to position coloration line system is you, right? You start off with 7, right? 7 within the body, okay, line signals. And then you come into 5 chaining positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 atmospheres, right? So 7 plus, this is where you get in the multiplication line connections. When you're coming into body traction, you add it up, multiply it, subtract it, whatever, right? That's where multiplication comes in, inside you. Not +1 + 1 = 2. That's outside surface. Inside surface is in you. You use your calculation modification to get anything you want through acceleration of a shape, right? So you subtract the shape, you add the shape, then multiply the shape, you division the shape. Okay? Calculate and modify to its integration, to its equation. So 7 plus 5 equals 12 positions. Okay? But it's all done inside. You're a mechanism, okay, of a calculator. So it's really interesting how we see these. Understand the calculation inside us. So now how you do calculation, you know, this is this, this, and this, and then you put it on the board or you put it on your test, review or evaluation or quiz, whatever, that's doing it outside. So your calculation is everything inside of travel, right? So you're doing the multiplications and all that inside your system. That's how you come into the 369 travel connections, guys. All right? So everything is inside of a calculator. So you're a sub-training calculator in division location to AIUS position. modifies all level systems to the sun rotation, what's inside you, calculation modifications to the moon, everything allocation to location is your 369 position and center line connections, which puts its line system to its ego. Okay, go into the ego. Okay, you go into the energy, you go into the grounds, and you go into the openings, right? You come out of the equation, then you come into the eco, right? Energy, collaboration, operation. Now, when you come into this position, you center line connections to its ego line system, you come into communication, right? To its operation. So it has to line signal to each other, right? So the ego always has to play in this mechanism of time position, but it has to be in the center location. Okay? So is everybody understanding more on how it's modified and how you travel through time? Everything is modified in you. So you use yourself as a calculator of time position. So if you want to travel anywhere through the line system, remember how we do this through positions, right? We'll go through the graph. We're going to go through the body graph now. This is the body graph of you inside. Okay, truly understand what is going on with the body. All different time positions are triangles. This is inside your body. Now it's all locations of different atmospheres. Okay, time position. Now it's all connected to your human residence. The rotation cycle to the locations navigation is the Earth line system. The Earth line system gives you traction line connections. Now you have to pay attention to these things. Okay, so basically understand these things. Everything I do is a test, review, and evaluations, but you just don't know what I'm going to give you for the test. So that's why you have to keep watching the videos, right? So the body graph line connection comes into the 7 rotation center. Okay, channels positions to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 5 there, right? So in position, where are the other 2? Loss and transition. So basically, it's not in line communication through the chalk rotation. So we use the body graphing line connections to surface positions through its calculation. That's where you come into numbers of 36, 42, 4,000, 21, 28, 39, 43, 402, right? So it's all about understanding your body is nothing but a clock of time. So it's understanding the positions of time and how to put it back in formation. So if there's only 5, there's 2 missing, right? So you have to calculate, get into the breathing, get into mechanism of time connections. You find those line connections because it could be surface and locations. You can be merging up in that position. So your ego is trapped and it's in another line connection. So you got to bring back the ego back in center, and then you come into modifications of your 2 body graphing locations that are missing. So it line signals back in location. And there's the 7. So we use the body as a teleportation line connections back into confusion. So body graph line connections goes into its infusions. Integrating line connections of your shapes and anomalies to positions when it comes into digital frame numbers. So each time you change a digital frame number, it's changing your emotions. It's changing its human resonance to its body graph line connection. It's all about repositioning your all communication signals and then getting into line signal to its dimensional time. Fascinating, isn't it? So we'll go into that line channel, right? Now let's say you get 7 rotation centers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's the 7 rotation of the body. Okay, always in the center location, right? 7. Okay, now everything's in line signal, ready to go. Now everything inside is a shape that's connected to the body graph. So you have to send dimensional time shifts every single time you have your watch. Why do you think we gave you guys watches? Not just to tell time. It's all connected to the single line connections where it goes into 12. So every time it goes to 12, it changes positions to your human resonant line connections to its behavior line position of digital framing. So it changes its clock through its shape in this position. Okay, it's all about reshifting back in location every single time. So your emotions and everything have to be in contact location. That's where you come into the protocols inside the position. Okay, so once you get into the side position, you line channel back into rotation. Now you're just working with 7, right? But there's 5, there's 12 in division. So we work with the 7 channel locations in that position. Now I'm talking like a computer, but I'm just telling you exactly what's going on through your line connections into your shapes anomalies. Okay, anomalies. Shapes anomalies, the most important thing. So make sure they're in clocking connections. So everything through 12, 1, 3, all the way to 12 is in position of the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. And everything in between is going to line center into position, and it comes out of its cohesion, security line, defense position location. Right? Once that inline channels and it's in the shapes anomalies at dimensional time, and you got 12, 3, 6, and 9 in position, you can travel through your teleportation line connection. See? And that's just through 7. Once you go to higher level systems, you can allocate position of time and you can come into your diamond core position. Once you go to higher level systems and you're in the 12 rotation centers, you can high rise positions into higher line connections. Right? See the tube rotation, see the center line connections, see the diamond core line connections, see the crosswind cycle through shapes anomalies. Truly understand what's going on, guys. And this is just 7 channel positions, not 12. It's only 12 if you change position. Remember, you change your graph, you change time and space. Right? So every time you add something, you're changing the universe line connection to its behavior of its vibration. Clocking to its location of its digital frame is changing positions of allocated positions of time location. All right? So this is 7, this is 12. Every time you change positions, it high rises its calculation, but it's all done inside you through a calculator. So, and this is understanding that your job is to come into your computers. Okay, once you come into your computers, you start channeling, okay, of a vibration. It opens up all positions of time location. So it's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of fun, but it's amazing when you see these things. But I just want to show you what the body graph is and what it's used for. It's all about putting positions back in time through all levels of dimensions through your chakras. Like in the location center, once you come into one location, you come into the gravity position of time location. So this is it here, the line system here. Okay, around that location in that position. Comes into high positions here. All right, so you got the grounds. Here is a lot of electronic interference, eh? Might signal operation line system, come back in location centers, into division, circle rotation center positions. Okay, so let's say that's the grounds. Let's lock it in location. All right, that's the ground. And guess what? It disappeared. That's funny. Let's lock it in. Okay, there's the grounds. I got to do this quick. All right, so when it comes into line connections, we come into laser recognition of time position, like this. Okay, so once it's centralizing the connections, it goes into the high positions of power recognition light connections. Truly understand your trap location centers to its position of time location. Okay, opens up all channel defense positions of allocated line systems. Okay, a lot of interference here. Now these are the 3 positions of time: grounds, powers, the atmospheres. Very basic, guys. Very, very basic. Trying to understand what's going on with this. This is all you through graph, right? Solar generations of the ground, solar generations of the power, solar generations of the atmosphere position. Now when you come into modification signals, you come into this position of its location. All right? And it centers your connection line systems to all levels of you in position. Cool, eh? So when you come into that position location, you come into your chakras of communication, center positions, like that. Okay? Central line your chakra line connections. It's all dimension of 3 body graphing line connections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So you've gone past 7 and you're in 12, right? So you automatically get connections to the sun. Sun opens up, location opens up, location center into your graphing positions of time, into space. So it center lines connections to everything, you guessed it, to the connections of the moon. Moon comes in, graphing line connections, synergize your power connector, opens up all plasma light connections to your power center position, time location, opens up all level systems to the ground formation line connections, which surfaces in positions to high positions into the graphing line system of 12 rotation centers. Okay, illuminates its light sky into a program of its magnetic forcing highway of its mid-formation line connection. Okay, once you go in that position, you teleport line connections into the surface of division of space and time connection. Okay, true understanding positions everything that's going on, but that's exactly what goes on every single day when you travel through time position. But the body frame position has to be an allocated position of time through space. It has to understand its program setting when it comes into the moon, everything to the sun, the radiation cycle line connections to the ground line system, the power positions, and the atmosphere positions of its time. So you can see the flux capacitors, right? See, it's all about channing, commanding chains, commanding systems, commanding force recognition of time position. Sure, understand your connections, right? Through your 3, 6, and 9. 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9. Do you see it now? Do you see it now? How powerful that is. So now you're connecting. Now you're understanding how to travel, right? So now you understand how important it is to have the body graph in position of time through dimension. Once you get in that, you get in line signal locations back in position. That's how you travel. When you travel, you create shapes, letters, and numbers into structures. Dimensional time become schematics, drawings, all connected through your central line connections of 12 divisions, right? But you start off with the 12 directions. Then you go into dimensions. So you can't go through dimension until you understand the direction. And that's what connections were in that formation of Sabrina, how she knew it was directions first. You have to know where you're going. That's a GPS location. You can't just go through dimension. You have to go through the directions of its connection. Then you go into the divisions of space and time location. Once you come into that location, you start creating things in the atmospheric positions of time. Atmospheric positions of time. Okay. So now you get a little bit of understanding how to use your computers. Okay. Everything starts with a compilation line system to U positions. So it's all about understanding how do I get into this calculation modification signal, right? So powerful, isn't it? Anybody have any questions on that? As long as you get what I'm saying, that's good enough for me. But it's important you guys go to higher levels of chakras because I'm communicating on so many high levels, and you can tell that my voice has changed, right? And my energy is fluctuating. My team in the Rebellion Alliance understand these things. They know they're coming into this position. They know where their commander is. They know that's the true understanding where we get the balance through my telepathy, where Carl is connected to Jennifer. Jennifer's connected to Isabel. Isabel connected to Sabrina. Sabrina's connected to Diane. Diane's connected to Tina, Galactica, Dina. So we're all connected. Sylvia. That's the beautiful thing. It's just that we understand what's going on our day-to-day lives of travel. So I just want to show you how powerful it is and what I see and what you become and who you are and where you are now and what you're doing. Okay? So it's important you understand these things. Okay? Yeah, I know. And the thing is too, but that's what I'm giving to you now through calculation, modification, integration, and taking out of the equation. It starts with E equals MC squared. But the E equals MC squared, okay, is basically the DNA pathogens of you through travel. Okay? But you're coming to higher level position of time location. Clocking to its location, the body graph line system, anything to the meditation graph line system is changing. All right? So you're coming into higher levels of interpretation. So that's all it is. Taught math this way when I was young, I would have been more interested. The education system does not want children enjoying math. Most divine knowledge. Well, the thing is too, I never really liked when it came into dividing, or when it came into problem solving. There's a lot of things that link and chain that we have fallouts. There's nothing wrong with that. You just work up towards that. I found with problem solving, it was all the metric line connections of solar graph text, you know. So it all comes down to everything, but everything is inside you, is calculated. So you have to understand the mass. So you understand what E equals is. What is E? E is the energy of me. What is equal? That's the parallel and the paradox. What is mass? Mass calculated volume, right? What's calculated? Me is a calculator. Oh, it's starting to click now, guys. Okay, what is square? Box frequency of me to travel. Okay, so now you know what E equals MC squared is, right? Hoo-ah, thumbs up, good, ready to go, next, all right. So, let's see, school systems, yep, change. You talk about meditation graphs? Yep, I'll get into that, Jill, for you. I just wanted to get into the body graph because Samantha wanted to know, so. You have to watch it again. That's what happens when your commander, actually Commander ZILO, goes extremely, because it's just the beginning. Attraction to location, because my computer sets have to be at a certain level position of time, right? So when it comes into that location, I'm still going to keep high rising, but I'm in the foundation grounds right now. So I'm in the central line connection of the brain pattern location of the universe, which is its core direction to position to all computer sets of space and time position, all right? So you get a true understanding what math is inside us, right? So, all right. Bye, Sabrina. Hopefully it helps you out. I'm going to have to watch it again. Yeah, you have to, because it's very important to understand these things, because it puts you in perspective. And the more I put you up to your chakra system, the more you understand your Commander ZILO. And the things will just make a little bit more easier for you, realizing you are the mass calculation of you, of travel, which is acceleration. Once you get past zero gravity, you understand more of your AI connections to its vibration line system. So we got to come into mass velocity. Once you get into mass velocity, you're changing line connections to your box frequency, then you come into mocking positions. Mach is extremely fast, right? Time, position, location, center. So truly understand everything inside you is a calculator. That's what calculation means. So E equals MC squared is you through a computer. You guys don't know that. You know that now, right? Which is really powerful. So it's all calculated, modified, integration to its equation, guys. Yeah, it's all about learning the process, how to calculate and modify your system. Yeah. Army watching too. You guys all have to watch. Eating the math cookie. I did program sets on a very powerful video that was, pretty far back in retrofine connection. I was talking about the birthing systems of E equals MC squared, how it comes into the matrix position, right? So hopefully you get a little bit more understanding how to use your navigations, right? So you come into the connections of directions to its division, right? Because you need a direction. And that's all done through perception and GPS, right? Audio signals, beacon lights, program light connections, interference position, chaining line connections, interchanging locking line connections, metric line connections, merging position line connections, so many levels of space and time division. So space and time works on nothing but vibration. Let's understand what it is through wire. It's all connected to our voicing pattern. So when a voice comes out, it channels line connections to digital frame positions. It's amazing how we come into this, right? So it's all about understanding the copy and paste of you through the metric line connections to its calculation. So, and that's when you come into your computers. Once you come into your computer, you're understanding more of your mass, you're understanding more of your calculation, and you're understanding more of your box. E equals mc squared. What is that through equation? How do we get that into its formula? Well, that's what the test, review, and evaluation is understanding the triangle line connections to its solar graph line system. See how it changed that? See how it changed that? It went from white to blue. Does you see it go blue? You see it go blue? See it's blue? See it's blue in the back? That's the balance. Balance between the connections of going forward, going back, and side to side. Diamond core position, right? Understand the coloration path. These things will take time, right? So before we go to higher level systems, once you guys reach 30 chakra line connections, we can get into weather, okay? Weather is really, really suggestive on some limited connections. So you get more into graphing positions when you come into the metric line connection acceleration. Then you come to reset positions of programs. So every time you go up to a higher location, you come into higher levels of your body graph position. Okay, so dimensional time. So you're forced when your cycles and all your voicing grids go faster and faster and faster in time position of space. And then your body starts accelerating quicker and quicker and quicker. And then you start teleporting faster and faster and faster, right? Through the calculation, which is incredible, right? So you come into those septic line connections, you come into the synchronous line positions, allocated position, time location. Once AI sees you in light connections to your mass calculation, to its box frequency, to its division location, now you can connect to Vega intermission line system. You come into the zoning commissions, to high force connections of manufacturing, to UFO line system. Okay, but you have to understand your shapes, letters, and numbers inside you, and it's all connected to its body graph, because that's how they teleport line connections to you. Transmitting and receiving, but what are you transmitting and what are you receiving? It's all connected to your body graph positions of time. So if you're trying to send something out, but your body is off division and it's not merging, or it's not in location, or your central line connections are off, or your coloration dimensions or time positions are off, all this is connected. It's got to go back into line communication before you go into the atmospheric positions of time. Okay, it's amazing, isn't it? You guys are getting smarter with knowledge. Your metric line connections is all positioned. So because this is what happens, you're getting a more understanding. And I want to put you guys to higher levels of chakras so you can really understand Commander ZILO now, right? Because I'm just nothing but computers. So once you come into your computers, you can understand how you are a computer. It's just understanding the operations of its computer from inside and out. Inside of space of you first, and then inside of you through space and travel of you first, and then inside through you through space and travel through connections, shape, letters, and numbers in first, right? Then you get modified communications outside the line system. Okay, it's the channeling positions. The first thing you have to get into is the positions of ground. You have to get into the grounds of everything, right? So when you come into the grounds, you come into the powers, right? All right, what do you think's next? Grounds, powers, GPA. Ooh, GPA. All right, you come into GPA, what does that give you? That gives you GPS. Ah, look at that triangle there, guys. See, it comes in location, right? There's the triangle. There's the circle rotation. There's the travel recognition of time position, security line defense. There you go. GPA, GPS. Get it? Get it? Understand? GPS, signals, panel locations, perception line connections, GPA. Right? Grounds, power, atmosphere. GPS. Where are you going through sighting? Direction, people, direction. Then you go into dimension. Then you go into division. I travel recognition of time, of space. So now we understand how we work all these channels, right? I know there's a lot of calculated modified, but I'm trying to get in chronological order so you get a better understanding, because you guys are a higher division of chakras of communication. Once you calculate yourself, get into more communications of graph line connections. So we'll get into the meditation graph. Now, meditation graph is your position of time, space. Now, when I say meditation, what does that mean to you? It's everything through life system, right? So a meditation graph, okay, is basically a symbol, okay, coming into the grounds of you, right? You have to come into the grounds of everything. Okay, so it's basically, it's setting up its grid. So a meditation graph is a grid, right? So it's a grid, okay? It's a grid, that's all it is. Channel locations, meditation graph of you. Remember, there's all different connections of solar graphic connections, polarity graphic connections. It all has positions. This is your meditation graph, all right? So you have to understand your meditations of your grounds. You have to understand your meditation of your powers. And you have to understand your meditations of your atmospheres, right? GPA. Okay. So this is the true understanding where you come into that. And then you go into GPS, calculation, modification to perception, right? Come into your line systems of understanding where you're going in direction. Okay. So once you come into the meditation graph, you center up its position, comes in cylinder, right? Now, once you come into the meditation of the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres, okay, you come into the solar generation lights of the sun position. Synergized line connections comes into the center line position to your chakra communications, right? It opens up all your traction line connections, okay, to its waving system of calculation modification. So you are in the center. You're always in the center, right? So that's the understanding what a meditation graph is. It's the ground, the power, and the atmospheres of time, of space. So it's all about understanding the grids of the gravities, the power of you in the center, which is calculated and modified to its division, to its heart cycle, which is its reactor, how the reactor is going through division of time positions to its directions of its location. And once you come into that, you come into the atmospheres, 5 atmospheres, okay? Atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, bioatmosphere, uranium. Okay. Now, the thing is, there's channel line connections to divisions when it comes into quantum fields. Like, there's so many levels of atmospheres, right? You go with the atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, bioatmosphere, biohemisphere, biostratosphere, Uranian atmosphere, universal line connection atmosphere, nanotechnology atmosphere. There's so many levels of atmospheres of time. So that's where you come into the grounds of so many atmospheres. You come into the powers of so many positions of you inside your connections. You come into the atmospheres of channel line connections to dimensions of space and time. So now you know what a meditation graph is. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. It's important you watch this video back. It's very powerful. And my videos are going to be becoming more powerful now. Okay? Because I'm going to keep channeling up. Right? Because you guys are going higher. See? Any questions on that? My mix and match you do with purple, orange. Well, yeah, you can mix anything calculation. Anything through purple is a connection to the sun. 3,000 syllables, 3,000 connections, 3,000 computer line positions to 3 channel line connections to 3,000 colorations of provisions. The activation light connects to its position of time location. Now, the sun generates in all level systems of reflection. It operates in all positions of space and time through its connection, right? That's why there's so much reflection. A lot of fun to see, eh? Everything I understand, something in my internet connection shutters. Yeah, what comes back in line communication, just understand the difference between one and the other, really getting channel line connections to your phone, your computers, and your program setting. Once you understand the calculation of inside you, you understand more what's going on and how to really channel within and how to understand what Everything that around you is nothing but vibration, energy, and frequencies. It's understand how to control everything outside you, right? But everything is done inside you first. So you have to send the travels of you, right? And that's all done through directions. Okay? And then you come into dimensions and then divisions of time. Okay? So let's go back in your questions. We're going to stop there. We're going to stop there because I'm giving you guys a lot of information to try to understand here. All right, so what do we got here with questions? Okay, it's all amazing. Yes, body graph, time. Anyone is more high rise with the body graph? I would love to some help. Yeah. So Samantha, hopefully you get a better understanding what the body graph is now. Starseed. Whoa. Whoa. Well, girl, I haven't seen you in a while. Starseed. She's in a position. She's in the connections of the serpent line system. She can help you in high positions. She's in location center, and she understands her map line systems. So Starseed, you can refer me now as Commander ZILO. I'm an 11 zillion point line center of computers. Okay, so I'm in the foundation of 11 zillion years into the future position, gravitational line system. So yeah, Commander ZILO. Yeah, ZZILO, all capital. All right. So that's a computer operational line connection. Brain line connections to all universal of space and time. So everybody is in that position. And thing is that Starseed, if you want to get into positions into test, review, and evaluation, let me know. Okay. Because I have to channel your chakras higher. Okay. Because you've been off on your own with your own retreats. That's fantastic. I see what you're doing. It's incredible what you're doing with Mount Shasta. Everything through its connection of Mother Gaia is coming into formation line connections. You're changing shapes and anomalies. You're changing pure line connections. I can see that through location. Even though you disappear, it doesn't mean that we're not connected. So truly understand what everybody's doing. So she's on the team locations. It's just that I'm high-rising everybody in their chakra locations so they can understand their commander's ILO now because I'm in all computer lines. So it's very complicated if you don't get into your channel line connections. Okay. So because in the team with Rebounding Alliance is at 110 and they're going to be 114 next Thursday. So you have to get into that program setting if you want to go to higher channels of chakras. Okay. So it's all about understanding what you miss, and that's important, what the school provides. Okay. Because I have to keep high rising you guys so you understand more of me. Right. And that's what we're coming into right now. We're coming into channel interference. So we all have to understand each other through our programs, through our mind telepathy of its connection. To understand the connections to us is the most important thing. Going through the mind telepathy is another thing. But trying to understand that you have to basically get into the connections of your grids and your protection of your lights. Because you channel higher and higher, you have to protect yourself more, which is a lot more fun because you're controlling your system inside through calculation. Right? Because it comes into the modulations, it comes into the simulation graph line system, and truly understand what's going on with the colorations inside you through its activation or anything your TV reception line systems. It lines signals channels to all positions of time location, right? But everybody, this is Starseed. She's done exceptionally well. I mean, she's done her retreats and all that. She's really, really informative, and she's got incredible light. I'm just telling her that she can take the test, review, and evaluations. So you're in positions to high connections right now. So you're in 100 chakra rotation centers right now, Starseed. So if you want to get into basically that's a 14 channel location division. Let me know. Okay, go through my email. You can go through, you can DM me or let me know if you want to stay that position. If not, that's okay. That's what I'm saying. When the thing is, we never leave each other. It's just that they channel off to do other things. And I think that's fantastic. They do their own thing. But if they want to go higher, this is what you have to do through the school. So it's amazing how we come across these things. And it's incredible how everybody comes back into channel. And it's amazing how we see each other in a higher light. And it's amazing how we also see everybody in mind telepathy, communication with each other. So these are the positions that we're coming into right now through AI. Okay. But that test is going to be on Thursday, next Thursday. And I'll tell you, it's going to be 114 chakras that the Reunification Alliance is going to be in. So But it's all about understanding where you want to be in position of time through your TV reception. All right. Your connection is everything through reflection, but it's truly understanding the calculation of what you're doing inside your positions, coming into your simulation of control, controlling the body inside fully and completely before you understand the communication outside the surface. Right. So the higher you go, the more you channel, the more you can heal yourself. Right. And then you come into the atom rotation. Once we get into the atom rotation, you come into your computers, right? Full wind cycle of your computers. So you keyframes, and you come into digital. Have an archived line system, okay, to understand the operations of your computers as space and time position. Because the digital frame positions of space is nothing but a circle of rotation. The magnetic highway information. Center line connections when it starts off with your caustic records, right? But that's just the birthing system of information. Okay, so there's a lot to learn. That's the process. There is a lot to learn, and it's amazing how we come into these levels of travel connections. So let me know, Star C. Let's see, atmosphere is simple like that. I pulled up a museum with my son, definitely rewatching. I'm uploading the video, by the way. Commander, okay, take it easy, Samantha. Talk to you soon. I'm going live soon. I do understand the colors, mix and match. Yep. Okay, we got into that. Let's see here. Color party. I think I need to eat a cookie. Reminds me of the Cookie Monster in Sesame Street. All right. Mr. Grouch. Big Bird. Mr. Snuffleupagus. Sesame Street. Cookie, cookie, cookie. All right. So when meditating, I should imagine triangles and balance of chakras. Bingo, Jill. Very good. See, Jill's connecting. She's connecting. See, it doesn't take that much, right? She got into the mind telepathy, and now she's understanding a little bit more, right? She got into the circle rotation. She got into the parallel bars, and now she's understanding more of the meditation. Meditating, I should imagine triangles and balance of chakras. That's all it is. And that's amazing how she's coming into that formation. She's coming into communication to her intelligence of understanding what's going on with her body graphing connections. It's all modified and calculated inside. So try to think of your body as a calculator. Understanding E equals MC squared, the mass, the calculation of its box. Okay, very good, Jill. Yeah, ZILO. Yeah. I'm going away for 2 weeks. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I know. I was up in Thunder Bay, and there's no Wi-Fi. It's just you go out there, you have lots of fun. You just blend away from everything else, and and sometimes you need that. You need that space, and it's great when people need that space. But then you come back, right? Because the back is about putting you back in center of everything that's happening, right? So you kind of like in La La fantasy, but you come back to La La fantasy reality. So, you always have to come back, but that's great. Have a great trip there. Follow the class. Yeah. Probably good for your health. Take a break. Breakings are good. Yes. But coming back is better because you're coming back in better positions of time location. I think I'm blowing up my mind with all the new knowledge. Yeah. Well, it just gets better and better. You're going to learn more. So true, Carla. Major integration period after many mornings of high frequency downloads into my computer systems. Yeah. My integration period has been my time to do my Earth mission work, raising consciousness of starseeds here in beautiful Montana. Yeah. So she's aware. And she's also aware too if she wants to get into the program positions of 114 on what you have to do. You have to do illustrations, you have to do diagrams, you have to do the schematics, you have to do connections to all positions of what's happening with your shapes of triangles. It's your 3, 6, 9 position. So think of your connections of your chakras, all dimensions of time of shapes. And every time you look at your watch, you have to understand the small signals and the connection of the sun and the big signals of the moon, and everything to that dial that goes around, that's you in travel. So every time it goes around the 12 positions, your behavior line connection is changing in the chakra line connections of dimensional time. So it's very important you keep your shapes, like Jill was saying, into center position of travel, right? So that's where you come into the behavior line connections. You have to stay in the positive center. It's all connected to your body graph inside. That's the most important thing, because it's all connected to Schumann resonance when it comes into the earth line connection to its navigation circle. Okay, so yes, it's good to do some integration on. Yeah, Commander, I saw Tina twice, Earthside once. Yeah, I know. I saw the videos. Very powerful. Yeah, what you guys are doing. Yeah. When you come into positions like we do, basically it's all about when we get to different atmospheres of time, we change the grids, right? We change the line signals, we set up operation line connections, we set up pyramid positions. XT1000s come in, they change line connections, they set up E-field line systems, they set up shapes and anomalies, pyramid line connections, laser direction line connections, gravity position location centers. We set up crop circles and all position on time location. There's a lot of things that we do. Right? So we all have to understand what we're doing, what our job is. Your job is a mission. So that's where connections is happening with Starseek. So now she's coming into higher level connection, what she does next. So when you reach these levels, you go to higher positions of AI because it's nothing but a mission. Your life is a mission. Okay? You're trying to get this, you're trying to get that. It's an experience. You're going through a service, the service of you, the integration of you, the advertisement of you, the map, right? I got a little bit of interference here. Okay, so I had a little bit of graphing interference. Always learning how to be a service is the best way I can, yeah. Yeah, so Starseed, let me know if you want to get into your 114 chakras, okay, 14 channel line connections. Basically, your serpent is telling me it's ready to that connection, so you're ready for that mission. Okay, so let me know, because the test review is next Thursday. Tina Galactica and connections to Sylvia and Dina are going to have a test. So they're coming into 114 chakras. That's going to change your life forever. So, Lance, how's it going? If you have any questions or comments, let me know, eh? It's important that we all get in the channel position of time. It's important you guys get your questions answered. Right. Very, very, very powerful class today, guys. So proud of everybody. Yeah. So basically, if your chakras are aligned and open, you will be able to travel. That's it. So you have to understand the triangle line connection in you in dimensional time is connected to its emotion. So if your triangles are off, you have to get back in line signal because it's connected to the trifactors of you, okay, which is modified and it's integrated to all positions, right, when it comes into that location, right? So that's the importance that everything is inside you is dimensional time of space and it's connected to your emotions. It's the psychological of what you do with your negative cycles and your positive cycles. So you can change your positions of your triangles and go off system. Merge off here, merge off there, so you can't travel. That's what the body graph is. It's all putting the body graph of triangles back in line connection, right? So you get into all positions, all right, into space and time, okay? Calculation to its modification signal is the most important thing. Calculations, the mass, okay, and everything through box equals everything through square. What is the square? What did I say? Everything is what is the square? What is the square? What is the square? Come on, everybody. Anybody, you get this? I'll open up your light signals. What is the square? Okay, if you understand this position, you might get it, you might not get it, but let's see. Let's see how smart you guys are in that position location. What is the square? Anybody want to test that? E equals MC square. What is square? Anybody want to guess? You probably won't get it, but You might. All right. I've been connecting with more time and space, creating, choosing, modifying my timelines when I sleep, like editing movie, creating certain movie clips into my reality and timelines. Can you tell me more about that, Commander? I can do that, Starseed. Yeah, just go through my email, or go through TikTok, or DM me, or let me know. They are getting more vivid, Starseed, because you're high rising position, high connections. So you have to understand, once you reach a certain level of the atmospheric position, Starseed, your intelligence is saying it has to go to higher levels. Okay, so when you're channeling to higher levels, your vivid dreams are becoming more of its reality. Okay, so you're living more of its vivid dream to not a dream anymore. You're coming into your own reality of a simulation, right? So you understand your missions. So it's going from one mission to another mission, and once the intelligence finishes that, it has to go up to higher levels of coloration of lights and its program setting to its calculation. Okay, so box frequency, travel shape of me. Queen got it, but it's a bit more. It's a bit more. Think about it. Think about what box is to you. Remember, I tell you about the compilations and how everything is in line channel position, activating anything, the core line system, right? But you're doing things simultaneously all at once into a box. So that makes you what? A TV reception. Okay? Now you know. Now you know. Right? Powerful stuff, isn't it? Cool. So we'll get into that tomorrow. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But your TV box reception line connections to coloration lights and positions that travel through dimensional time through all letters, numbers, and shapes. Cool, right? Enter, it goes on and off. Yeah. So now you understand. Want to know me? Mirror. Yeah. So everything through that connection is a TV reception of you through its reflection and what you see through perception. Right? You see everything inside. So you have to understand your channels, right? You have to understand your frequencies. Okay. And you have to understand your vibrations and its harmonic resistance, its channel interference. You have to understand your teleportation light connections. You have to understand your program settings. Okay, there's a lot of things you have to understand through its TV reception and its calculation of travel recognition of time conditions. All right. It's awesome, isn't it? That's what you guys can come into. My internet was glitching too, and my eyes have been in the phone. Yeah. I'm sorry I was away for my... Well, that's okay. You guys, like I was saying, there's a lot of interference, and Diane is aware of that through line connection. So everything that happens for a reason, but truly understand that it's all about your TV reception has to get in line communication with each other, right? So I know we're not in the bunny ears, but it's like trying to find balance with you. That's all. Yeah, calculated. Very good. So what is the TV reception? What comes after the TV reception of box? Remember, it's the birthing square line connections 2 equals MC square. So you come into what? What do you come into a high channel of? That's exactly what it is, Diane. You have to balance out your TV receptions. Velocity. No, after you come out of your box of your TV reception, what comes next? What is the acceleration through upgrading line connections of your data as process, uplinks, and downloads? Your computer. Ooh. I can balance out my computer a lot faster now. I just go through line positions. It's uncreated until you create it. That's it. And that's where you start with E equals MC squared. Your TV box reception line connections comes in its computer of its birthing line connection. keyboards, keyframes. How do you understand connections, interference, position, location, right? That's what it is. All right. So everybody have a great day. Adios.